Hi, my name's Zorka Dunstan. I'm a superintendent. I'll just provide you an update of what occurred here tonight. So about 6:20 p.m, a white Toyota sedan was travelling east in Bourke Street through the intersection of Swanston Street. The vehicle struck 3 pedestrians at a tram stop, and they've all been conveyed to hospital with minor injuries at this stage. The driver of the white sedan then continued through to Bourke Street and Russell Street intersection, where he struck 2 vehicles, a Hyundai and a Mazda. The driver of the Hyundai is deceased, and the occupants of the Mazda have been transported to hospital with minor injuries. There were 2 occupants in the Mazda. 2 members came out of the Melbourne East Police Station and they quickly arrested the driver of the Toyota. A 26-year-old male from Melton West is currently in custody and is undergoing a mental health assessment. I can assure the community that there is no ongoing threat and the area will remain closed while the investigation continues. At this early stage, there is nothing to suggest any terror links. If anyone in the area has dash cam or there are witnesses that can assist us, if they could please contact Crime Stoppers. That's all we have at this stage.
Is there any idea of how it is?
Pardon?
Motive? Anything?
Not at this stage. We're doing a mental health assessment, so we're just obviously doing further investigation.
Is there anything to suggest that that vehicle was speeding?
We haven't got that information at this stage, so once we find out, we'll share that information.
Is this man known to police?
The man is known to police. He is reported with us for some mental health interactions. That's all we know at this stage as well, but we'll provide further information as we receive it.
What was the nature of how the car travelled?
At this stage, we haven't got that information. We're still trying to find further.
Was the man aggressive or not wanting to be arrested? We understand that he was on the roof of that vehicle when officers were trying to get him down.
Yeah, he was on the roof of the vehicle, but at this stage we haven't got the further particulars. But we did arrest the man quickly, and we have him in custody, so we'll get that information as it unfolds.
Was he armed?
Drug and alcohol testing as of yet?
We haven't got that information at this stage.
Was he armed with any weapons at the time?
I haven't got that further particular, but we'll provide that information as we find out.
Was he on bail at the time?
No, we haven't got that information at the stage.
The person who's passed away, obviously this is incredibly tragic for them. Are you able to tell us a little bit more about that person? Is it male, female, their age?
We haven't got that information, but at this early stage. But once we find out, we'll share that information.
And confirming they were the only person in that particular car?
Yes, correct. There was only one person in that vehicle.
How long did it take police to arrest this driver once that collision happened?
It was a quick arrest, so as soon as the collision happened, the members happened to be in that area at the time. They were on foot patrol and they were able to arrest him immediately.
How many members were there?
There was 2 members at the time that made the arrest.
And just to confirm, the person who passed away was in a vehicle, not a pedestrian?
Yes, correct. The person was in the vehicle, so it was in the Hyundai.
And how many cars were involved in the collision?
A total of 3. That's including the vehicle that the alleged offender was in, and then obviously the 2 other vehicles that he struck. So one with the deceased, and then the Mazda with the 2 occupants who are currently at the hospital with minor injuries.
Were bystanders able to render any assistance?
We're hoping they will. So if they can contact Crime Stoppers, if they've got any information, or if they've even got dash cam, that would be helpful.
When there's a bit of phone vision circulating, there were, as Penny said, people, passerbys who stopped to assist those on the ground, the ones that have been conveyed to hospital. Is there a thanks from Victoria Police to them? Oh,
absolutely. So, in any of these situations, it's obviously, critical that we get assistance where we can. We're obviously very grateful for the people who've rendered assistance, and we'll also be speaking to them and offering support as we can as well.
The people who were injured, the pedestrians, how many were there?
There was 3 pedestrians in total, and they've all been transported to hospital with minor injuries at this stage.
And can we just reconfirm what intersection it was that happened at?
Well, the intersection was Bourke and Swanston Street, where the 3 people with injuries were struck, and then obviously the next intersection was Bourke and Russell Street, where the vehicles were struck.
How long do you expect this to be a crime scene with the traffic stops, etc.?
Oh, we're not sure at this early stage, so we just want to make sure that we process it properly, so we'll let you know once we find out.
Obviously this happened at 6 p.m. in the heart of Melbourne CBD. People are on the way to their footy. How concerning is this for Victoria Police?
Well, the good thing is that we had a quick arrest, so obviously any incident of this magnitude is concerning for Victoria Police, but at this stage there's no terrorist links. We understand it's a person with some mental health issues, and we're just grateful that we had that quick arrest and there was no further injuries.
How are you able to rule out terror so quickly?
Obviously we look into, what was, what sort of information that we received, and we also look into his history, but at this stage there's nothing to suggest there's any terror links.
The city has suffered a number of tragedies, unfortunately, and so what would you have to say about the police approach to the CBD? The fact that these patrols were nearby, does that indicate that the police have got a particular sort of focus in CBD?
There's always a focus in making sure we have a good police response in the CBD. I'm just really grateful that we had the two members there who were able to effect a quick arrest, and hopefully we continue to support the city and and have the police out there, and that's it.
The person that incredibly sadly passed away in that car, it seems like they'd been supremely unlucky to be the person cleaned up by the car and the person that's been arrested. Can you talk through that?
I mean, it's unfortunate whenever something of this magnitude occurs, and unfortunate that that person was at that time at that particular point. So heartfelt condolences to the family, and we're working through that at the moment as well.
And can you tell me what it's like for your police officers to have yet another significant incident that they have to respond to just outside of their police station?
These things are never great, so welfare is always a consideration for us, so we'll provide that support to those members.
And sorry, I know you've already said this several times, but just to confirm, the three people that were struck by the car, were they at a tram stop on Swanston Street, or were they just walking up Swanston Street?
I haven't got that detail at this particular time, but they were definitely walking, they were definitely in the vicinity of the tram lines.
Any kids injured?
I haven't got that detail at this point in time.
Can you give us any information about the injuries that these people suffered?
I haven't got the details of the injuries. We know they're just minor at this stage, and obviously at the hospital and being treated at this stage as well. But once we get that information, we're happy to share that.
Were there any reports of a erratic driver leading up to the car crash?
Not that we know of at this stage. So it sounds like, as reiterated, that there was a quick arrest as soon as we knew about it. We were fortunate enough to have two members there and able to effect that arrest.
Are you able to make any estimation from the beginning of the incident to the end of the incident how long it will take?
I haven't got that specific detail at this early stage.
And have you got the distance from when those pedestrians were hit by the car to when it finally collided with those two other cars at the corner of Bourke and Russell? How far that is?
It wasn't a significant distance, but I haven't got the actual details.
And the three pedestrians that were struck, their injuries, you said they were minor?
Yeah, correct.
And it's just three pedestrians?
Yeah, three pedestrians at this stage.
And the vehicle the alleged offender was driving in, was that a stolen car?
We haven't got that detail at this point in time.
And sorry for the repetition as well, the person who was involved in the other car, their condition?
There was two people in the other vehicle, so that was in the Mazda. At this stage, there are also minor injuries.
Have police had a chance to go through the alleged offender's car, and if so, what have you found?
No, we haven't had that opportunity yet.
And would you, it's probably premature, but would you expect any charges to be laid over this incident this evening?
I'm not in a position to comment about that, but we'll disclose that information once we get a clearer understanding of what's occurred tonight.
Do you know if he's intentionally hit the car where the victim has died, or was it a ripple effect of what was going on?
We haven't got that detail at this point in time, but again, we're just at the early stages of the investigation, and once we find out, we'll share that information.
Is it known if the two occupants in the vehicle that were injured were in an Uber?
Well, we believe it was an Uber at this stage. We can share that information.
The victim was in an Uber?
The two in the Mazda, we believe that might have been an Uber.